Alright, boys, welcome to another video. So, in this video, we're gonna discuss how to find a winning dropshipping product, right? Um, I'm sure you guys have watched a bunch of different how to find a winning dropshipping product videos, but I'm sure this one is different, so just stick around, right? Just bear with me and let's get right into it. So, what you need to understand first is that winning products are a lie, right? Um, and they just don't exist, right? If you take the idea of a winning product, like it's not about the product at all in ecom, right? Yes, the product matters up to a certain extent. You need to have a decent product with good quality, right? By the end of the day, people buy outcomes, right? And like the outcome is conveyed through proper marketing and proper positioning, right? And if you don't have those two things, a product is useless, right? A product is just a vehicle that the people buy to get to their end destination, right? And if they're not conveyed properly, that the the outcome that they're gonna get is not gonna happen. Obviously they're not gonna buy the product, right? So the product is all encompassed in uh what your outcome is, right? So at the end of the day, they just don't exist, right? I know these gurus try to sell you their courses and whatnot, trying to sell you a lie because they're saying like obviously there's winning products and whatnot, and you need to find that one winner, bro. That one winner will get you, make all your money back and whatnot, right? And in reality, like obviously you might have like a lucky product and whatnot, and literally get back all your money, but like that's just that's just like the 1%, right? Instead, what you need to focus is on your marketing, right, and your positioning of the product, right? If you do those two things properly, I guarantee you that you'll be successful in dropshipping, right? So yeah, I've divided this video into two parts. So why winning products don't exist, I'm gonna explain that. Criteria I look for when picking a winning product, or like picking a product. And where to look for these products, right? So let's get right into it. So there's obviously some products that are better than the others, but the idea of winning product is false, right? Any product can be a winning product if marketed and positioned correctly, as I said before. A lot of the time, especially beginners are looking for the secret untapped products that they can be the first to bring to market. And like, what you need to understand is that, like, bro, you're not gonna be the first to bring to market because, like, there's so many other like dropshippers that came before you, and none of these products are like new products. They're like iterations of like other past products. Obviously, there's little products that are like completely new to the market, like something like tallow. That was even that was like used for like cooking and whatnot, and people started using it for like skincare, and yeah, that turned into a winning product. But my thing is that like you need to find a saturated product, right? When I say saturated, I mean like it has demand, right? At the end of the day, if a product doesn't have demand, it's just not gonna sell, right? You're not gonna be the first one to bring it to market and be like, hey guys, I got this new product and whatnot. Obviously that's not gonna do well because like you don't know what angle works well. You don't know what um like the marketing messaging that works well. You don't know what avatars work well. So like you're literally shooting yourself in the foot by going into like an untapped market or an untapped product, right? Um and yeah, most of the time this means that the product is not proven to have demand for, as I said before. And also you wouldn't know a winning angle that you can go after when you first hit the product, which puts you at a major disadvantage, right? Like at the end of the day, like if there's like a competitor running a product, like which angles work best for them, and you can literally emulate that and copy that and do a little bit better, right? So you get your piece of the pie and you literally ride off into the sunset, right? Compared to if you went after a saturated product, although we know that angles get saturated, not the product, you would have a better chance in coming to the market and getting your piece of the pie if you market it better than the competition, right? And that's that at the end of the day. So if you come into the market and you do something a little bit better, like your creatives, your offer, your landing page, and whatnot, like you will literally do better than 99% of the people that are running the same ads, right? Oh, sorry, they're running the same product, right? Um, you can come into the market and you can change a lot of variables that can result in success for you, and your competition is gonna get wiped off the face of the planet because like they just can't keep up, right? And like consumers are smart, right? Like consumers are really smart because like they can look at like different like websites or like different stores for the same product and be like, oh, this person has a better offer, so I'm gonna go with them, you know. And that's how it works out. So like if you have a better offer than your competition, you will crush. If you have better creatives, you will crush, right? And e-com is all about positioning and marketing your product by selling the outcome of your product, not features and benefits, right? As I said before in the beginning, like people buy an outcome, right? People buy a transformation, people buy a result. They don't buy like features and benefits. And even benefits, like if you say like, oh yeah, your immunity is gonna get better or whatnot. Um, like bro, like no one's gonna even bat an eye because like a million different people are saying the same thing, right? But if you sell a story and like if you tie that story into the outcome and the transformation, you will literally get far. You know that's literally positioning your product in a way that like no one else is doing in the market right now. You know. Also, if you want me to do a full video on creatives, just let me know in the comments, right? And I'll get to it. But it's all about positioning, it's all about telling a story and being authentic these days. The best ads that perform well is literally UGC content that's like authentic, like testimonial style, 1 to 3 minutes, right? Those are the ads that are doing really well right now, or meta at least. Um, and yeah, so that's why winning products don't exist, and why you need to focus on marketing mainly, right? If you focus on marketing, you'll be rich at the end of the day. So this is the criteria I look for when picking a product. Um, so problem solving or solving an insecurity. I would go for mainly solving an insecurity these days because like there's more money in it. Obviously, you can pull on the emotional triggers that people have and literally target that. People say it's unethical, but I think it's just marketing. You know, it's just marketing 101. So um, I'm not really too fussed about that. You know, so it can be problem solving as well, like knee pain, foot pain, whatnot. But like as like if you're selling to women, especially like if it's like emotional based, if it's like insecurity based, you can literally like hit them where it hurts, and like you can literally target those insecurities and literally sell the product, right? So it's also small and can be shipped easily. That's also a criteria. Can be marked up at least 3 to 4 times the cogs, which is cost of goods sold. So if your product is $10 shipped, I would say sell it for at least 40, 45, $50 at least. You know, the higher the better. But obviously, you need to convey that value to the customer and like show them that they're getting more for what they pay for. Um, by having a great offer, right? And that's how you get the customers. So it's hard to find locally or not available in local shops like Target or Walmart. Obviously, if you're a smart marketer, you can literally find products that are sold in like Walmart and whatnot, like vitamins and whatnot, and literally like do like VSLs and like an advertorial funnel and whatnot, or like a quiz funnel, and literally print that way because there's like a bigger TAM, like a total addressable market with those products. So you can literally print if you understand everything. But like if you're just a beginner trying to find your first winning product, like your first product that you're trying to get off the ground, obviously you want it to not be available in like shops like Target and Walmart, right? So if you're a beginner, ideally it's visually transformative, meaning that you can visually see the transformation instantly. Most skincare products fall into this category, right? Whether it be like um whether it be like a peel off mask or like a collagen mask or whatnot, you can literally see the transformation like instantly, right? There's this product that blew up on TikTok Shop, which was like a turmeric like a turmeric night wrapping mask. Um, and it was done by Medicube, I think. And it literally printed because like you can literally see the transformation in and out, like on the fucking video itself, right? So yeah, I mean that's it. And for me personally, I only sell skincare products and supplement products because of the fact that they solve massive insecurities and problems, right? And the main part is over here, like insecurities, and that's what I go for these days. Because like it's easy to sell. It's easy. It's like impulse buy. If they if you tug on the correct like emotional triggers, that make people buy. If you target the right avatar, if you have this perfect messaging, you sell transformation. You tell a story. You're gonna sell like hotcakes. You know what I mean? So yeah. So where to look for these products? Actually, I look for products on Calculator and just go from there. The main method right now that's working is getting Calculator products and bringing it onto Meta. But where most people go wrong is that like they just don't know which creatives to pick, and they end up picking like the first page of creatives. But like you need to go a little bit deeper than that and be like, okay, will this perform well on meta ads, right? Like most, I'm gonna tell you right now, like most of the ad creatives on TikTok Shop won't perform on meta ads, right? That's why you've been failing if you're doing that method, right? And you need to find videos or like ad creatives that on cow data that go into like a deep emotional state, like they pull on the right emotional triggers, they show a transformation, they tell a story, right? Um, and you need to take all this criteria and need to follow like a decent framework at least. If you don't know what a framework is, I'll just get this right here. So it needs to start with a hook, right? It needs to hook people in. And then you need to introduce a problem, right? And you can agitate the problem a little bit. Show the benefit or the outcome. Sorry, the outcome. Um, and CTA, right? Or like, sorry, failed solutions. Uh, outcome failed solutions, product intro, and CTA, right? Um, you can follow that framework. Like, it doesn't need to follow it to a T, right? Um, but it needs to follow it to a certain extent, right? So that it literally follows that framework, and you don't literally have to like cut it and chop it and like edit it too much, right? Because speed is key, right? At the end of the day, like speed is key when it comes to ecom. And like if you don't launch the product there and then that day, someone else is gonna take your market share, and like someone else is gonna ride off into the sunset with your money, bro. That's just how cutthroat it is. So you need to figure out like what products do well and jump on it quick. Because there's a lot of people looking at Calculator, a lot of people looking at these pie tools like Winning Hunter and whatnot. And yeah, when they come into market, bro, you're gonna because like I'm assuming that you're a beginner, right? And if you're a beginner, you don't have time to waste because there's a lot more beginners like you. You know what I mean? And they're gonna come for your money, bro. At the end of the day, and the person that sticks to it the longest, the wins, obviously. That wins, obviously. So Yeah, you can also look for winning products. Sorry, for products on ad spy tools like Winning Hunter and Validate with Shop Hunter. That's obviously like a method that obviously a lot of people have been doing for a while now. On Cowdate, I don't really have any filters in terms of revenue. I just filter it by the category, which can be either health or beauty or personal care. Um, and as I said before, those are the categories that I sell in, right? Beauty and personal care and health, and mainly like beauty and personal care because it has like a transformative like effect. And you can use like really good hooks and whatnot. You can hook the customer, and it's obviously like a major insecurity, right? Beauty and personal care, because like women want to look better, right? At the end of the day, and you can target that and be like, why do women buy like a lot of makeup and whatnot to look better, right? Because they don't feel confident. So you can literally tap into that and be like, yo, I can actually make some money off this. So that's it. So yeah. Also, I haven't used Winning Hunter before, but I've heard good things about it. But cow data is the number one method that everyone in e-com uses nowadays, right? Like a lot of people in e-com use it. TikTok shop affiliates and whatnot. TikTok shop people, but mainly in drop shipping as well, right? At the end of the day, if you find a good product on cow data, you can, if you want to go the extra mile and like literally like iterate the product. But obviously, if you're a beginner, you wouldn't really do that. But I'm telling you, like, that's where the real money is. You know, like when you build over your product, and you have like, recurring customers and whatnot, and like you can build it into a real brand, right? Um, but yeah, but you have to be creative with it and scroll past the first few pages of cow data and really go deep into the depths of cow data, right? At the end of the day, because a lot of people look at the first few pages of cow data and be like, okay, that's pretty good, that's selling well, and they just rip it one to one and they just run it, and like it works sometimes. But like a lot of people are doing that, so like you gotta be careful of that, and like sometimes like people that have these big brands on TikTok Shop, they're also running meta ads, so you can't really like rip their creatives and rip their product right like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, most of the time, if a product is proven on TikTok Shop, that means it'll usually perform well on Meta as well. So um, yeah, so a lot of TikTok Shop products are already proven. If they have revenue behind it, if they have creators behind it, it's already proven, right? So you just have to, take it, find a supply for it, and run it like that, Um, but that's pretty much it, and that's how you find a winning product, bro. That's pretty much it, right? Did I miss anything? Uh, no, I don't think I missed anything. So yeah, just go and find your winning product, bro. Um, it's easier than you think because like these winning products are everywhere. Is the marketing part, as I said, is like the hardest part. So if you get that right, you're in for a treat, Um, but if you get that wrong, you'll be wasting a lot of money. So it's easy to like. Oh, one good tip is to like actually study big brands. So you can get like an Atria subscription or like a 4 play subscription, and you literally study the biggest brands and like how they do things. So if you take like, I don't know, Pet Lab Co. I think that's a bad example because they run like VSLs and whatnot. But if you take like these big brands like Bleem and whatnot, right? They just they have like a lot of like data behind their pixels and whatnot that you can copy and like emulate. You can take these ad concepts and like take it for yourself. So that you can literally run it up, because like most of these ad concepts are verified and they're validated. So like you don't have to waste your own money and like validate it. Obviously, if it's like from a different industry and it's not like directly in like So if you're selling like beauty and personal care, and like if it's from like a health product or whatnot, obviously it won't be that well proven. But you can still like tweak it and whatnot, and like try it for yourself, because it's like it's still a proven angle nonetheless, right? So might as well take it and run with it and like test it, right? And at the end of the day, testing is what gets you far in this game. Um, if you test like relentlessly, you'll literally um you literally get far. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like if you don't have money for this, then like I'm sad to say that like you will be losing a lot of money. You know what I mean? When you first start, um, let's say you start with like 5 grand, you most likely lose like all of that 5 grand if you're a complete beginner, right? Um, but if you go into it with the mindset that you learn every time you fail, and you learn to not do it again and pivot every time you fail, um, then you literally get far. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been in ecom for a while as well, and I've seen like um a lot of these products evolve and whatnot into like iterations and whatnot. But yeah, that's a story for a different day. But yeah, I'll leave it here, and I hope you guys have a good one. Eh? Peace.